I'm Nic Kruger. I'm a software engineer originally from Anchorage, Alaska. Although I've been living in the Bay recently, I've relocated back home for the time being because of shelter-in-place orders. Thanks for taking the time today to view my demo. I want to share with you some of the really cool stuff I've learned lately. But first, a little bit about me. I was always that kid who was on the computer, online doing things with my friends. Back in the day, I built MySpace profiles for all of my friends, and that love of doing things for my online community sort of carried throughout my teenage and early young adult life. I was the person you went to when you needed to figure out how to make your website for your hobby do something. My most recent community plays Starfinder online, and I was building this sprawling database of sheets to keep track of everyone's character info. And some of my dev friends saw me doing this and were just flabbergasted that I don't do it full time, or I didn't do it full time. And they knew I was pretty bored doing marketing back then, so they encouraged me to look into programming as a full-time job. I did, on their advice, discovered that I really do enjoy it, packed up everything I owned, and moved to California to go to App Academy full-time, where I was plunged into the deep end of web development, and I can't imagine myself doing anything else now. This is my favorite project, my Fullstack project. I built this using Ruby on Rails on the back end and React Redux on the front end with Webpack to make my React components modular. So let me walk you through a little bit of this. So when we get to this landing page, we see that we have some drop downs to pick a date and a time and a number of people for a reservation. But first, let's go here and sign up for an account. Oh, but we already have an account, so let's sign in. So you can switch back and forth pretty quick and easily between those two modals. For now, let's be the demo user. And let's look for a restaurant. That's this Saturday at 3 o'clock for 2 people. So we can play with the filters here. Say we want something relatively cheap. We want just Mexican. All right, we're down to 98 restaurants. This Ruru's place looks pretty good. Let's make a reservation there at 3. And we're logged in as demo, so it's got our phone number and our email already in there. We can complete that reservation. Success! And then we can go look at our demo user's dining history. So we can see here in our dining history, we've got 2 reservations at the same time. We're probably not going to make both of these reservations. We've got one at Jalapeno Inferno and one at Ruru's Tacos. Where is Jalapeno Inferno? Let's go look at their page. Oh, it looks like they're a Mexican place in New York. They've got a nice description here in Bacon Ipsum. We can see other times that they might be available. So maybe instead of going this Saturday, we want to go next Saturday at 3. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So let's make a reservation for that. And then in our dining history, let's cancel this one that's at the same time. And while we're at it, let's add a special request for Ruru's. Let's tell them we want a seat near the window and complete that reservation. The first time I built this, I randomly generated my seed file, and I only had 100 restaurants, and the photos were assigned randomly to each restaurant. My advisor looked at that and said, well, these don't make a whole lot of sense. So I rebuilt the entire seed file using Yelp's academic data set, and I built a Ruby program to parse that and pull out just the restaurants. You'll notice here that some of these are still a little bit weird. Fred's at Barney's New York says it's in San Francisco. Because the data set, there weren't a lot of restaurants in San Francisco or the other major cities I really wanted. So I had it grab restaurants with these 5 cuisine types and use the names and photos of the real restaurants along with randomly assigned cities. So while some of the cities are a little bit weird, the rest of it is real data, including opening and closing times. That data set did allow me to see what days different things were open. For this simulation, they open and close at the same time every day, but in the future I would like to add the functionality that figures out if the hours are different on a given day that you might be searching for, that I'd like to look at in the future. Hopefully this has given you a pretty good idea of what I'm capable of. If you have any questions about me or my work, feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, or check out my portfolio site that's linked here on your screen. Thanks so much for watching.